Hola, people.
Hello.
Welcome to our lovely astrology show. Today, we are actually going to be talking about Aries. Aries, which is like the initiator, and it's going to be a part of our astrology series, the magic of the building, blocks of the Zodiac. So it's kind of basic, but not. We're gonna have fun with it. We're gonna start with Aries because if you try to put all this information in one show, we'd be here for days.
We
Mm-mm.
would.
Yeah, so we are going to talk in this show, and what we do, we are going to talk about our passion for astrology and Aries, but we're going to incorporate witchery in it. So because this is a deviant witchery, we are going to share with you how to utilize it for love, money, and malediction. So stay tuned for deeper in the show where we talk about those. And yeah, if you have any questions, we have answers. So utilize the Q&A, or if you're watching a recording of this, use the comment section in the YouTube video and comment, and we'll do our best to be of service, and we'll do our best to answer your questions. So, Miss Melissa, Aries. Let us talk about Aries. What do you know about Aries? What would you like to say?
Every time I think of Aries, I always think of the god of war. Obviously, it's named after the god of war. So aggression always comes to mind. That fierce protector. Going to go to battle, and obviously, to me, it's very obvious. It's a very male energy. Now, the rest of the zodiac is not as obvious. A few of them are, like, Virgo, the virgin female, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But, so it's got that real masculine influence behind it, you know?
Right.
Even women whose sun signs are Aries or they have a very strong Aries influence in their chart, they tend to be like the ball busters, the really aggressive women. So that's, to me, is just Aries, almost in a nutshell. Aggression, very passionate, which is a good thing and can be used in so many different ways, which I know we'll go into later. But yeah, you always get that. For me, I always get that strong male feeling, that
Well, it's very,
big pressure,
yeah, like very dominating, very
Right.
it's interesting because now that as you express that, it reminds me of my little demon, my niece, and I had, well, the two nieces I had here, this past few days. One of them, the youngest one, she is mean. She's not. She's very aggressive, and she is showing her, like, she's not an Aries. I don't think. No, she's not Aries. But she's showing like Aries, mentality and energy, because she's bulldozing through everything and anything and anyone, and she's expressing herself, and that's kind of interesting when you have to connect Aries as the first. Aries is the first of the zodiac, and so you have, I'm here to experience. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to have this experience, and I want to initiate change or initiate something. Not necessarily follow through all the time or finish, but I want to start something. And that's how you have children, and those of us who have been around children, who have children, we can see that in the child, where the child wants to, always start shit. They never put their toys away, or they'll do it eventually, but they're always getting shit out. They're always doing stuff. They're always like, trying to have this experience or start something and start something else. And, they're going everywhere because they want that adventure. They want that experience. And that's kind of that Aries energy.
Oh yeah, it's like the terrible twos. They're because they're really they have better motor skills. They can walk. Kids can walk better, and they just got running everywhere. And what's this? And what's this? And give me that. And give me that. And they're just, oh my gosh, for about an hour or 2 hours, and it's like bam, nap time. It's like a real, almost like ADHD. Just that really hyperactive, short attention span. Woo woo! I'm here. Let's go. It's just bam, in your face kind of
Right.
stuff.
And when you think
So,
about
and it's
Aries,
like about the head, right? In the astrology man,
I
Aries
think
is the head.
so. I think so. Yeah.
And that makes sense too. It's like the beginning, the action. When you think and the way your thought processes are, everything starts. In the brain,
Right.
in the brain. So
Well,
you're just
yeah.
it's well, what's the word I'm looking for? It's all action. Not so much thought like you would associate with your
Impulse.
head, but
It's like
yeah,
impulse.
yes, exactly. That's the word.
And the fascinating thing, I think everything about astrology is fascinating, but you have Aries again. It's the first of the zodiac. We start with Aries. Apparently, I have to use like my hands again, like this shit. So Aries is over here. So you start with Aries, and you think of the first, and you think of okay, like the first child. The first child is usually like really spoiled, and they have the first experience of everything, and so you get that mentality going. And we have fire because Aries element is fire. You have very fiery essence, and when you couple that with like the first child, the very aggression and action and not really thought, but like just do. And this is so stereotypical, so I apologize, but when you go to, like when you see the stereotype at the gym, the stereotypical gym male, big ass muscles, take a lot of work, look so good, but you see this dude, and a lot of people, the stereotype unfortunately is this person don't have any brains. This person's all into themselves, and that's not always the case. And there are some pretty amazing people who just enjoy that, but the stereotype is Aries.
Yes. What is that show, that movie with Mark Wahlberg and The Rock, where they're all muscly? They're like gym guys, and they try to pull off all this life of crime, but they're so retarded.
uh
Like they're just really, really dumb.
yeah,
What is like Pain and Gain
I
or
can't even think of that.
that? But that, like all those, Mark Wahlberg, The Rock, and there's someone else, I forget now who it was, but that is like Aries, totally. It's all about brute force, and and getting, starting something, and they thought it was an excellent idea, and it's like no follow through because they have zero clue really what they're doing, you
Right.
know.
Right, and you think of like, again, the element of fire, and you think of Aries. Aries is the initiator. Aries is like the trailblazer because Aries is going to come in and bulldoze the way, not really think about how and what and why. Just, I'm going to get to the finish line. I'm going to do that shit. I'm going to do it because I can say I can do it. I'm going to have that experience and have fun with it. And I don't care. I don't care what happens on, what trickles down and the other shit that happens. I'm going straight to the prize. And so you have Aries as the initiator, the trailblazer, and Aries can be very self-involved, because they're the first, they're number one, and they want to think of themselves. And so you have fire, and our understanding of fire is, fire spreads and fire, builds, and it has ability to just grow like crazy.
Right, exactly. And it'll take over a situation if it's not handled correctly, if it's not contained or controlled, it'll just go anywhere and everywhere, you know. So especially in the right circumstances, if everything's really dry and so it has a lot of fuel, as long as you keep feeding it, it's going to keep growing.
Right, right. It's interesting. Like that's apparently all. My word of the night is interesting. Let us use it often, but it's fun because you have Aries with fire. It's growth, and for a witch, you can utilize that energy to bulldoze, like almost uh, shit. I totally lost my train of thought. All I can think of is base breaker, and that's a hair term, and it's not what I'm wanting to utilize. But it's
Icebreaker?
sure, but it's like a barrier. Like you break the barrier. You
Oh, yeah. Hmm.
why can't I think of the goddamn? Um, shit. Yeah, you use orange candles to open the way, to clear the way.
Road opener.
Road opener, still not what I'm using, but anyways, Aries would be really good, for that, because Aries is the bulldozer. Like, Aries will come through and just like push it out of the way. So Aries and its fire combo, its element combo would be really good for that. So that's something to take into consideration as we progress in this conversation. So we have the element like we just discussed briefly, and y'all check out our first video, the basics of astrology, that we've done, and we go into more detail, and we have really pretty graphics on Deviant Witchery, the Facebook page, so you want to check that out too. They're so fun, and it helps to get a feel for all of what we're discussing. So Aries is, I'm looking at my notes over here, sorry y'all. So Aries is like a positive charge, so it's associated with Yang, which, Yang, the positive charge, represents what? Active, like the masculine, just like you were saying, very masculine traits and energy, very giving and very positive, extroverted,
Definitely. Very few Aries are like introverts and stay-at-home people. They're like your social, get out there and do stuff people. Granted, they're also the me kind of people too, when they're feeling really good, when they're really, really up, it's me,
Mm-hmm.
which not necessarily in a completely self-absorbed way, more like in a I want to be the life of the party, but I also want everyone to have fun way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and again, thinking of how Aries is extroverted, that is also great. You're going to utilize Aries energy and Aries influence to put on a show, to go out and be seen, to be known, and not fucking care. You're going to go out and do your shit, and you're going to go out with a bang. You might be doing a lot of bangs, but you're going to have fun. You're going to have that experience. You're going to have that adventure. So when you're using Aries energy in magic, that shit is good to, charge, like even oils and different products that are utilized to attract and to be seen and to have fun and to build energy and to create.
Right. Yes.
So there's a lot you can do just with the little bit that we've said so far when you consider how Aries is, and they're very expressive and they're very loud. Very loud. And when I think of Aries, like you think of that, again, we're dealing with stereotypes, kind of, sort of, not really. Like that Italian family who, when they get to together at dinner, and they're fucking like loud as shit, and they're just talking and talking and talking, and that's like that Aries energy, because they're very expressive and they are just like yelling and just throwing out their ideas and sharing and communicating. That energy you feel when you're in an environment where these people are just raising that energy and they're expressing their nature. That feels like Aries.
Right, yes, definitely. Like that, your southern family members, we in the South tend to be pretty loud. So yeah, that's Aries. It's that flamboyant energy. It's just, and flamboyant's a really good word to use actually, because you got that whole fire thing in there.
Right,
flame.
right.
And so that's that kind of energy. That's they are the life of the party.
Right.
They're the captain of the football team. That brawny, in your face kind of aggressive jock but it's also like really fun to be around, as long as like you fit into his circle, or that you just fit into his little group, because all he cares about is being himself. He doesn't care if he's going to be politically correct or whatever. It's just, I'm going to do me and screw you guys.
Yeah, very rarely will you see like Aries essence like manifest in like political correctness. And Yeah, very good. Something to consider when working with Aries energy, especially in Witchery, is that they're very good at starting, like we already said, very good at initiating, but they need other energies and other influences around them to feel it, to see it through.
Right. Right.
So
So,
it's
oh, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say that it's great to start something to get your foot in the door, but you'll need to follow through with something else to feel it to the end.
Right. So, how would you use that energy in a love spell?
Hmm. Well, in this, I think it's because I've been watching a lot of videos. Like, I have a lot of friends who are like at Pride and stuff, and a lot of different things that are happening over there. And there's a lot of like instant connections, and I have a lot of friends elsewhere. I guess again, it just depends, but you'd utilize Aries energy for like a one night stand or for a quickie. So it's not to me. It's not necessarily utilized best in a love spell by itself. Aries alone would be more so for that instant connection, that like instant spark, that adventure. You could channel Aries energy into the bedroom, or if you're with someone, this would be good for people who are in a relationship right now, and maybe it's been a long relationship and you feel like that fire has just dwindled. You could channel Aries essence into like a rose petals and get a little romantic. Rose petals and put that Aries energy into them, and then spread that shit out. Spread it out so then it pulls that fiery essence, because a lot of times what people need to connect isn't like this long ass experience. They kind of need that first initial, that raw primal engagement.
Right, right. Well, to me, Aries in a love spell, I think it would be really good for like that when you first or realize that you're going to be in a relationship with someone. Like you move kind of past the initial first few dates and realize that y'all are talking a lot, and so it's the beginning of the relationship. Aries has that initiatory energy and that spark and that fire.
Right.
But Aries is also kind of childlike. Like once you get past the tough He-Man exterior, you have this, you know, let's play, rub my belly, let's, love me, that kind of,
Right.
in almost innocent love. So you can have a pretty good balance there if you use it right, and if you just use it for like that first maybe 30 days into the relationship.
Yeah,
You know,
probably that'd be
not
good.
for the entire relationship. Whenever that first chemical connection gets going and you have all those endorphins all the time,
Right,
and
right.
enough of each other, Aries is really good there. You
Yeah,
know.
I agree. And we express, Aries being childlike. That would be associated with, its what is it? Its orientation, which is very, it's personal. So it's begins at infancy, and then again we express that it's initiating and it generates energy, which would be its modality, which is cardinal. So that's we've already discussed that. We just didn't throw those keywords in there. But yeah, I would definitely utilize Aries for the start of something new in a relationship, that spark, or to boost the confidence. Like if you're going out and if you want to seek, connection, Aries can boost that confidence and help you to kind of come out of your shell.
Right, right. And honestly, you can use it like if you're just going out with your girlfriends, guy friends, whoever, and like Michael said, you want that confidence, but you also want to be protected. Aries is
Mm,
really good for
yeah.
that because, like Aries is a god of war, he's going to notice whenever someone's just, a douchebag or someone that you need to stay away from and things like that, to sort of kickstart that intuitive knowing who the person is at that first glance. As the god of war, he would have that strategy kind of view of people. if that makes sense.
Right, right. Yeah, and that kind of would lead you into finding that right person for your experience that in that
Right.
moment, because it would help to weed out, because it'd be like strategic.
Right, right. Weed out the, scum and the people that are just there to, be predators. You kind of weed those out and get to the fun people and someone you can just have fun with that night if that's what you're looking for, or, meeting someone you might want to start a relationship with.
Right. Yeah, so yeah, Aries energy, and like you said, Aries essence can be utilized absolutely for, quickie one night stand, or initiating and generating that first response again. Because when you connect with someone, you there's that initial response where you're attracted and you desire them. And if you're in a relationship for a long period of time, sometimes, like I said, it dwindles. So again, Aries can rev the engines up and bring that connection back. And be strategic in finding the right connection for you by having fun, by seeking adventure, and boosting that ecstatic experience.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So okay, how would you utilize the Aries essence, Aries energy to for money to bring money or anything in regards to money?
Okay, well, again, like we've expressed, Aries is not an energy that you want to stick, to like a long spell. If I was going to do a money spell, because Aries tend not to, it doesn't see things through necessarily. But if I wanted new money or to pave the road for a new endeavor, a new business transaction, a new idea, a new product, Aries would be perfect. You could definitely use Aries in an opening the road spell, things like that to bring money to you. Or just any kind of new endeavor if you want that fire, especially if you're working with someone else, or in a group setting and you want to sort of light a fire under everyone's ass because they're not as excited about it as you are, or people get drained and they sort of feel about stuff after a while, and if you need to boost everyone up, give them that confidence to be like go getters, let's get the business done, let's bring in more people, sell 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 kind of energy, then Aries is perfect. Perfect for that kind of energy because Aries is aggressive and he'll go after that, new money. He'll go after those new clients and bring them in.
Right. What I like about Aries for this is Aries is confident. They don't care what other people think. They're not worried about the outside world because they're so self-involved. So Aries energy is like, I'm gonna do it, and I don't. Everything else is I'm not paying attention to because it's not affecting me. Like it has no grounds on anything towards me. So I'm gonna go for it. So with that being said, when it comes to money, I most likely would utilize Aries essence to like for fast cash, because again we have to work within Aries their capability, and their capability is to generate energy, to initiate the change, to start it off, but not necessarily to follow through. So you want to utilize it to in short bouts. So something that's going to be like boom, instant, like you're going to get it, it's done, you know?
Right.
So
Yeah.
fast cash for sure. I would, make a fast cash oil, bless something to bring something really fast to you. You could even, for those of you who work with, say, Expedite, you could channel, like, utilize that in working a spell and channel, like, maybe even during when the sign is in Aries, when we have that energy, moving towards us, start it then, because then not only do you have, say, Expedite working fast before you're going to get that shit done, you have the Aries essence coming in at the same time, and coupled, it's like instant.
Right. And Monday, Monday is Mars Day, right? So, again, the ruling planet of Aries, right? Isn't it Monday that's Mars Day? I think
I'm
so.
horrible with that.
I'm almost
No,
positive that
Monday.
I'm right, but if I'm wrong, someone like comment and let me know. But I'm almost positive that Monday is Mars Day, and if it is, Mars is the ruling planet of the sign of Aries. So that is like a perfect day. As much as most of us cannot stand Mondays, that is a perfect day to do like a fast cash spell because you have that, you have that Aries
Tuesday.
energy. Is it Tuesday? Well, okay,
Monday's
then
moon.
Tuesday.
Monday's the moon. Tuesday's
Oh, that's
Mars.
right, Moon Day, and then Tuesday because it's Thor, right? No, that's Thursday. Anyway, whatever. Tuesday. I don't know how they got Tuesday and Mars, but okay, well that's even better. Tuesday, it would be the best day for fast cash. I'm so glad you looked that up because I can
I
never remember.
I know. I
Okay,
don't forget.
Sunday, that's easy.
Sunday, I've always
Sun.
Sunday and
And
Friday.
Saturday is Saturn. That's like super simple too. But the rest of them, I'm just like, I
Yeah.
can't remember.
Um.
But yeah, so Tuesday would be a good day to channel Aries energy because Mars is the ruling planet of Aries, and you can do a fast cash right there. You
Yeah.
know.
Get yourself a bottle. Get yourself. I would probably use for me. I would use jojoba oil just because it's a little more luxurious. And
Uh-huh.
I want that shit. Like I want it now. So I'd probably use jojoba oil. I would. Just I add a little cayenne to like speed up cayenne and cinnamon just because cayenne is very fiery, but I also need that sweetness of cinnamon because I want my money to be fast, but I also want it to be like I want enough of it. And then there's other things you can add to that, and then you channel the Aries essence on a Tuesday, y'all, on a Tuesday.
On Tuesday, not
um,
a Monday, but a Tuesday.
but you utilize that and influence that energy, and there you go. You have your fast cash oil, your fast cash,
An anointed candle, so you can bring in that fire, Aries fire and all that. Anointed candle with it. Light it
Mhm.
like one of the big 7-day candles, so it'll burn all day long.
Right. And hopefully by us expressing what we've expressed so far, you can have an understanding of how you're going to utilize Aries essence into your craft and how to take the fire essence and the cardinal, like, and everything that we've expressed and how to push it into your craft and let it inspire you to create something more. Because again, I'm traveling off a little bit, but it helps to understand this because like people say Tuesday, Mars, Aries, blah blah blah. But until you have the understanding of how it moves and how it works and how it's layered and expresses, I think that you don't really we just take for granted the work. And so when we understand it, it gives us more power because we connect with it more and we can channel that essence more, and it just intensifies our craft.
Right, exactly. Exactly, because once you understand, to me, magic is like a dance, and once you understand the steps, then you can start like adding in your own little flair once you got the basics down,
Yeah, watch out.
But yeah, that is so that's to me what's so important and interesting and fun about astrology and magic.
Right,
If you
yes.
know that Tuesday is Mars Day, Mars is a ruling planet of Aries, and Aries has this initiatory, fiery, aggressive energy
Mm-hmm.
that's full of passion and confidence, then you can utilize that energy in certain ways for certain things. Now,
Right.
granted, this is like short spells, not long drawn out spells, because Aries
You would
is
have
young, toddler. It's ADHD energy.
you would have
Okay.
Yeah, and then this is for a different show for sure, and it's good. Probably goes beyond my understanding of astrology right now. But you would have to be able to tether Aries to another sign to really feel it, to prolong it, to create a longer acting spell.
Right.
Um,
Right.
But so, malediction. How can we utilize Aries in malediction?
Well, honestly, malediction to me is the easiest to use with Aries because Aries has got a lot of maledictive traits. There's the aggression, the spontaneity, the lack of attention span. So, if you have someone in, let's see, okay, let's say your personal life, you have someone that's really or I like not really aggressively trying to interfere with your relationship, but kind of sneaky and conniving.
Mm-hmm.
You can use Aries energy to make them forget about what they're doing. Their thought process is all screwy because they're just like super distracted, easily distracted. You can make them very aggressive. So if your partner doesn't necessarily believe you, like, oh no, they don't think of me that way, it's like, okay, give me a second. I'll let you understand how they're thinking of you, and so they become aggressive and kind of forceful. Granted, you better hope that your partner is, you know, trustworthy. And if they are, then they'll know, hey, this person is just trying to stir the shit pot and we need to get them out of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
They can't help but kind of reveal their motives when Aries is involved, you
Right.
know.
I
So
like.
that's how I would utilize that. And it would be really easy too if that person, especially if it's someone kind of close to you, get their picture, put the symbol of Aries on the back of it, you know, with, let's say, something like red. So you have that fire element in there, the aggression. You may want to create a sigil or something like that. Yes, to speed up that influence on them personally. But or you can use the oil you created, even if it's for your fast cash, or fast, use that oil that you created. Granted, at that time you used it for money. You can use it this time to reveal the person that they are. Reveal their conniving ways by them becoming aggressive, making them aggressive.
Ooh, I
That makes
like that. Schnauzy, I like it. So Aries. Well, you can actually utilize Aries influence to kind of create paranoia. Because Aries is very strategic. Aries is always having a plan, even though they're not that like complicated. When it comes to the battlefield, they're able to create this outlook, this plan, because they're so used to being at war and experiencing what it means to be at war. They're used to that experience. So you can channel Aries to influence someone, to make them think that they're on a battlefield, to make them think that they are fighting with everyone. And raise that warlike essence. And you could utilize like poppy seeds and black mustard seeds, and even black pepper, in this mix, where you channel that Aries essence and that Aries influence and push it onto your target. Another interesting thing that I would say, and this is more of like dominance and kind of putting someone in their place and neutralizing their influence or their action, is again, because I'm a hairstylist and a colorist, I utilize the color wheel. And so when I see like this chart like this, I'd always do this. So when you have Aries, across from Aries usually is Virgo. Virgo is Earth. Aries is fire. So Earth usually can overcome, fire. Use Earth to put it out. But if you have two poppets, this poppet's going to be smaller. This poppet, you're going to channel like Virgo essence into it, but very minute, a little bit of Earth. Then you're going to have a bigger poppet, and yeah. Anyways, you have a bigger puppet, and you have that represent Aries, and you channel a lot of fire energy. If there's more fire here in a big way, Aries can overcome and consume Virgo. And so, you know, Virgo was like the purist. Virgo is about efficiency and very logical, where, you know, Aries don't give a fuck. Aries is like, bam, I'm going to get this shit, I'm going to kick you off the cliff, and you're going to be here trying to think of the logical way to analyze and to take me down, but I just fucking threw you off. So if you want to neutralize someone, you can place like that, you know, the Virgo like oil or essence on their poppet and name it after them. Then get your Aries and name that after you, and slowly have your Aries essence take care of it, and that will, you know, neutralize the situation. That will lay to rest. That will show your dominance, and it's going to be fast. It's going to be direct, and it's going to be done.
Yes, that's awesome. I love it.
Yes, I like it. So yeah, that was our like short little video about Aries, the initiator, you know, the magic of the building blocks of the Zodiac, where, you know, Aries as the trailblazer, it generates and initiates energy. Cardinal, you know, Aries is the child, the very infancy. It's the beginning of something, but not the ending. So again, when you're working with Aries energy for witchcraft, understand that it's initiating, it's revving up that energy, it's starting, and it's getting ready to, and it's building up. It's not going to follow through. So you remember that when you cast and utilize this.
Right, and don't forget, it's also very masculine, and it does have its positive. You know, Aries isn't always about the negative aspects. It can definitely be a positive thing.
Right.
So remember those things whenever you're working with the sign of Aries. You know, the aggressor, but also the protector. You know, the short attention span, but also extremely passionate. So
Right.
you have, you know, a lot of really positive traits and some, you know, not quite positive, more along the negative traits, but still it can be utilized in so many different ways. You just have to be really creative about it.
Right, and the beautiful thing about Aries is even at their higher, you know, I guess their higher vibration and their lower vibration or their challenging aspects, they're beautiful because each aspect they learn, and that's kind of the point of Aries, is they create this experience so they can experience it and they learn from it. They don't think too much, they just do, and they learn from that. So yeah, if y'all have any questions, if you'd like us to tackle any specific topics of magic concerning Aries, utilize the comment section on the YouTube video. Comment on our YouTube video, and we will do our best to respond to that, to answer that. If you're looking for anything else, we'd love to be of service. So just let us know, and let us know how you work with Aries energy in your craft. That would be cool.
Yes, definitely, definitely.
But yes, until next time, y'all, we shall talk to you later. Peace.
Bye.